Hello everyone, welcome back. BogMod here. We are dealing with Ouroboros, finally. The Thousand Oathbreaker has made his appearance. He's got a deal for us. This camera was at ground zero of a nuclear explosion, apparently. But it's okay. Which makes me wonder if the teleportation stuff that was used might have mean Dingo is alive. A little, maybe worse for wear, but alive. So we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, apparently these nuclear weapons do not leave radioactivity, which is a mystery. Not sure why, but apparently they don't. Might be because of the artifact used. It's contamination, but all of the theories we have suggest they don't apply because the bomb was in a non-traditional manner. So it's not the scene now. How you managed to get there ahead of the cops? Because I heard the answer. This room with a big old black eye. Well, I was gonna say. They can teleport? And unlike Armada, we've had no indication that Ouroboros' teleportation is anywhere near limited.
Ooh, scary.
It's in our hands now, Dingo. Again, I don't know. Like, if the intent, if they're going for like this is supposed to be some big touching moment. They're really throwing me off by the idea that the camera survived a nuclear explosion that took out. Remember, it looked like a small village. But we heard on the radio, right? Thousands were killed. You know, the typical fantasy or game limitation of showing the full size of cities. It's hard. It's hard for me to be like, yeah, Dingo's definitely dead. Having seen this.
Guess we'll be off. We wouldn't want to overstay our welcome now, would we? I can hardly wait to see how you and those relics of yours will liven things up.
He knows about the Genesis. I'm not shocked. What are you on about? So you're going to tell us where we're going or not?
Why don't you ask the defanged lion? I've done enough talking for one day.
Well then, have a lovely rest of your day.
It's a city. Presumably not this city. We've had a few other places mentioned so far in the game. I think there's... two. One of them might be outside the country, though. Nonsense, you would handle things just fine on your own. You held your ground well against them, going to a fearless leader in my absence. You mean too much credit. Alright guys, I'm going to ask you all to stay here. I'm going to... Van. Van. Oh, don't even, buddy. Huh? But why? Because too dangerous. This is their turf, and everyone there will be playing by their rules. We had the glowing artifact of plot significance. Exception master. I figure I'm going to need his help at least. Right. You know why I came in the first place. You know, this burden. This is just the best division of labor. Gather info, be the point of contact for the groups, work with guild, and... Hey! I'm your boss!
You done flapping your gums yet? Good, because I stopped listening when I heard the words, "It's too dangerous."
I appreciate that you're worried about us. I really do. However...
We all have our reasons for wanting to go along with you. Mine is to ensure the nuclear devices can never again be used for malicious means.
Only for helpful means. Helpful nukes.
Marduk considers this crisis to be a matter of grave concern, so it is only logical that I also accompany you.
You said it yourself. I'm not even a part-timer here to begin with, which means you can't order me around. I'm a phantom thief, so I'm gonna steal this show whether you like it or not.
Come on, you
I've been
guys.
stealing my nerves all this time for nothing. I'm not letting anything get between me and my sweet, sweet revenge. Even if you fire me, I'll just hitch a ride with Heiyue instead.
Aaron's got a point there.
And I'd try to join up with the warriors of Kruga. I would really rather go with everyone here, though. I want to tackle this thing head on, the Spriggan way.
Naturally, I would like to accompany you as well.
I had my watch of important glowing significance.
Not just because of the Genesis, though I'll admit that is a factor. More importantly, I feel this conflict is born from the source of Calvard's turmoil, the distortions in the everyday world I know and the underworld. If my feeling is correct, then must see this through to its conclusion. I recognize this may be a harrowing experience for me, but even so, I am determined to confront the harsh realities that lie in wait. So take me with you, Van. Please.
Agnes.
Wow.
I knew it ended like this, one way or another. Van, you sensed your growing protagonism. You can't just abandon your party. The trouble isn't happening on a weekend or during a school trip. You're gonna have to play hooky.
I know, and I do feel guilty about it. Still, I have a plan in mind, so don't worry.
I'm gonna call in sick. Pay in advance, that way you'll have the mirror for the bribes and hush money.
I wasn't planning on going that far.
Yeah, just ask Ren. She'll cover for you.
Wow, Van's right. He really is a bad influence on you.
Okay then. Now that we've got all that squared away, mind sharing the location of the base?
Right. We need to know where they are so we can kick their sorry butts.
Very well, then. The base of operations is located in the third largest city in the Republic, as well as its oldest.
Oh yeah, the other place, they just lost their base there, so it probably isn't there. Which leaves... I can't remember the name. It's the old capital or whatever, isn't it?
It is also the place where the terrorists of Calvard get much of their funding.
Oh. That's a fun new detail.
City capital, Rassian.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, Rassian. That was the name. I couldn't remember the name off the top of my head. All right.
That is where they have set the stage for their carnival of chaos.
Those are impressive results.
There, God Zeman. I may have lost my life once, but that alone would never be enough to stop me.
You know, that's a good quote. Right. Oh, right, I wanted to show this. So, remember I was talking last time about how I didn't think I had enough? Well, I did a little looking around, right? A little looking ahead of my guide, and there was not enough story events or quests to get me the experience I needed to give me level 3 in all of my side jobs. So I loaded back into the end of chapter 3, the start of chapter 4, and replayed to here. So it took me just under 40 hours I then hashed out in about 10. And I definitely wasn't pushing things. I was definitely kind of lazy because, you know, when you can just go around and not have to talk to everyone. Yeah, you can go a whole lot quicker. All right. So what do people think? Do you agree with me about Dingo being alive? I mean, the camera tanked a nuclear explosion with relatively minor damage. Or do you think they did indeed want the camera to be like this whole emotional moment for everyone to rally around, as a last reminder of their departed friend, even though that means the camera tanked a nuclear explosion to the face with that little damage? I'm going to lean... You know what? I'm going to put it like this. If Dingo turns out to be alive, I won't be surprised. But I am inclined to think that they just decided they wanted the camera to be that kind of an emotional souvenir without maybe questioning quite the fact that it means that that your common camera, even an expensive camera, can take a nuclear blast like that with that little damage. She's going there on better than traveling on her own. A group for the job. That's what they do best. That handsome reporter guy. What is he? Yay! Lies. My family situation. Never taking advantage of it like this. Can't blame me given these circumstances. The black mark in your spotless record, though. Miss Perfect's gonna turn into Miss the Week before we know it. She doesn't sink to Van's level. She'll be fine. Wow, very low blow. Yeah. And Van's great. Be nice. I got your back, buddy. Sprite and you're the friends. Have you informed them? No, she's going to be helping the guild on this mission. Last night, so expect to run into her in Oracion. Off to then. Received an emergency request to return home from the Liberlian embassy. Dead now, bird on what's happening, though. Going to apologize to them when we get back. Alright. Morning, y'all. Sorry you had to get up so early on our account. He's ready for business anyways. So tell me, why is the actress going with you? I'm going with them too. This is the location for my next film. Yeah, that's it. Get up and see you off, but it was just too early for her. Never see her do all right. Started to look forward to. Scare task while you have to leave for Rassian of all places. Just a time like this. Remember, when you on your promise about that souvenir. Get over your people. You trouble-making buffoon. Don't. If one of them gets hurt, double the rent in your office. Van's barely surviving with what he's making. Your money can buy. I'll put a big smile on his face. Guaranteed. You're an ordinary traveler. Please make sure my tenants come back safe and sound. Aw, it's good to see him care. Why don't we go for another round of chess when I get back? We're serving more of that heavenly food of yours, too. Played to a draw.
Wait!
Hey, there they are. Odette. What are you doing here?
Ren texted us. She said the two of you will be absent for the next 3 days. As soon as I got her message, I woke up Odette, and we called a cab and got here as fast as possible.
Most trains aren't running at this hour, so that was really our only option.
Now then, where exactly are you going this early, Off on another thrilling adventure with that scoundrel and his shady entourage?
Albert. And I want to be as accommodating as I can to you here. You know we're heroes. Like, come on, man. You have to know about what we did in Basel. Like the other students there. You have to know. Why are you saying that? Don't be like this.
If you keep throwing yourself into danger, one day you'll wind up getting hurt. Or worse.
Yeah, well, that's what people do sometimes. We have entire lines of work where people do that. I should have told you sooner. It'd be dangerous. But I have to do that.
No! You don't have to do anything. I don't want to lose you. I mean, look at what happened to Cray.
Yeah.
I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself because of your family. But if that's your only reason, if you're just risking your life for your dad's sake, then I won't let you go.
There's also weird and magical, plot-significant artifacts. Yes. Yep, that I'm doing this in part because of Dad. That's not my only reason. Since I started this job, I've been exposed to people of all walks of life. A wealth of important life experience. Also, like, there's weird stuff going on in this world you have no idea about. I'm grandmother than ever before through the things they left behind. As vital to my growth as our day-to-day lessons at Aramis. So it's become an inseparable part of who I am. Please don't try and stop me. I'm not just going because of my family, because of what they've passed down to me. And because this is something that I have to do for myself.
Yes.
Oh? Whose car is that?
You're certainly up bright and early.
Ah!
I take it.
Is the president with you, Kincaid? Renee, what are you doing here? There it is! So now we're getting the full revelation of Anya's dad. Or, Anya's dad. Him? That's the guy who's always on the city screens. Come on, Fairy. You're not that dumb.
Dad.
One must always be responsible when making critical decisions, and be acutely aware of their potential repercussions. I pray you took that into careful consideration when making yours, Agnes.
Of course I did. I am my father's daughter, after all. I fully intend to seize every opportunity to broaden my horizons and learn from my collective experiences. As much as it pains me to admit, I can't promise that I'll return safe and sound, but I can promise that I'll spare no effort to do so. The last thing I want is to sadden you and the friends I love so dearly.
Agnes.
Very well. Make the most of your connections while you're away. The CID is at your beck and call. There are many truths that lie dormant in the gap between ideals and reality. You would do well to seek them out. I will cover for you with regards to your absence from Aramis. You have 3 days, no more, no less. If you exceed that, I will send in the army. That is as far as I'm willing to compromise.
I don't believe him. In the sense that he's compromised, I imagine he has a plan. And he fully intends to implement his plan. But given the nature of things, giving the other factions first shot isn't a compromise, it's just good planning.
That's more than enough. Thank you, Dad.
Entrust my daughter into your care, Arkwright. You would do well to utilize her services to the fullest. I see you've gathered a retinue of assistants and associates. I am depending on you all to keep her safe from harm.
So how do we compare this guy with Osborn? He's got a little bit of that weird relationship with his kid vibe going on, the manipulator vibe.
No need to worry, Mr. Prez. Your girl's in good hands. We may skirt the rules of society from time to time, but we ain't about to break any labor laws.
I too will do all I can to ensure the safety of everyone here.
You have my thanks.
I will give you a call once you reach the city. I shall leave a certain other woman in your capable hands as well.
Oh.
Always finds a way to saddle me with busy work.
Elaine?
Anyway, that president is sure something. Definitely has the looks for the part. But he sure doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. The guy clearly cares about you, but he just won't come out and say it.
Well, he is a politician at heart. Evading direct answers is what they're good at.
Yeah. Lying, manipulating, scheming, being corrupt. You know, he's a politician at heart.
Ah, darn it. I had so many arguments prepared, but now they've been blown out of the water. Just come back to me safely, all right?
Will do.
If anything does happen, just give us a ring, and we'll be there before you know it. Until then, please look after our friend.
Of course!
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Whee! Who's riding shotgun today? Looks like Fairy. Relation to Professor Epstein was plenty of surprises. Never imagined your father was a huge celebrity too. So obviously you were hiding something, but damn, hell of a bombshell. Expressing everything. I get what you mean. The decision to conceal your surname was made by the government. Protect Colonel State secrets. Last name, my real name is... I don't gotta spell it out. Alright. It's been 4 years since my mother died now. They just... So many moms that die. Actually, no, hold on. This we have to do the who had good parents? Like biological parents question. And that got to live. Joshua, no. Estelle, no. Agate, no. Tita, yes. They're weird, but they're alive and they care for her. Kurt's dad's terrible. Reen's dad. Reen's mom's dead. Laura's mom's dead. Mom's a jerk. Dad's dead. Mom's dead. I'm going through class 7 family. Oh no. Gaius. Parents alive and good. Alright. It's 2. William and Altina are artificially made homunculi. Fee's parents dead. Ash's parents dead. Fairy's dad disowned her? Because she wouldn't kill a big sister figure? Don't know where to put that one. Aaron's parents dead. Reen's parents dead. Or not Reen. Van's parents, as far as I can tell, are dead. Dead mom, of course, for her. No idea what's up with the background for our dear Set, but probably dead. Juna's parents alive. Ren's parents alive, but they had a whole weird thing. I think like 70% of the group has either at least one dead parent or both dead parents. Of the various groups. It's a lot. Alright. After Mom died, especially after he announced his candidacy 2 years ago, drifting further and further apart. Surprise election result that we don't know about. I had Iron Old Aramis under my mother's surname. His friends are dead and Albert to be there too, though. Led me to becoming so invested in diaries Mom left behind. Eventually brought me to Van to find the first Genesis. Well, the rest of that story from there. Her grandmother is still around. Yeah, but what about your dad's, Judith? I understand being attached to your family's legacy. Respect. Is there a problem for me? As long as I'm paying you, I'm going to be working you hard. I don't need your pops telling me to do that. Get you back on his. And I end up being such a group of weirdos. That's not good, I guess. Yeah, Mr. Reincarnation of a legendary demon tyrant figure who comes back every chunk of time to take over the Hayway. Man, here's got something that draws in people like us. Yeah, he's got the power of being a protagonist. He's not wrong. I'm facing the rearview mirror like I'm some kind of trouble magnet, right? Especially you, Judith. You don't even work for me. Should pay her commensurate with the service she provides. What? I agree with Van on this one. She wouldn't take no for an answer. Come on, Rosette. She's already rolling in cash from all her acting work. I was going to court a new body kit for the car. I mean, come on, guys. This car's important. This car is an important work investment. Is it right? Sure, Leash. Anchorville, we stop at for snacks. Have a little lunch. Ready for this. Judith is driving. Oh, look at that. Oh, Aaron's got to be happy driving that thing. Oh, look at that. He's a happy boy. Coward before the revolution 100 years ago. 300,000? That's not huge. It wasn't, I think Heimdall was 1 million? A lot fewer people than the capital's 800,000. Longport's 550. But you got just pure fire. Can't wipe the grin off my face. I'm glad you enjoy it, but do ride with care. Did you have that reaction when he was driving, my gal? Something has its downs, huh? I think your truck is nice and comfy, if it helps. Yeah, it's a Everyone likes the truck. Several Jaeger groups. Well, there's the Grausritter and the Papal Guard's... Oh! And here I thought the Grausritter was the Papal Guard's secret unit. For the sacrifice primarily exists to recover artifacts and have magical god power. Papal Guard, Peacekeeping Force, right. Yeah. And they have a special unit of sorts too. A small organization comprised of around 1,000 people. That's bigger than I thought. Against the Empire. Hey, he's got both eyes in that one. There's Gaius. Oh, yeah. Okay, know him. Wazzy. Red-headed girl. I've seen her talked about in the back. Kevin, of course. Yeah. It's not. Two among them are the Dominions, the 12 knights that lead the organization. 4, 8? 4 unaccounted for. Black Light District some time ago. It's incredible. Incredible enough to match the pair from the society we went yesterday. Real damn. It's adorable though. There's somebody to stand up against the direwolf. Most people would be scared out of their mind. Guys are down there with that day. Iscariot's second in command. Judas Iscariot? Is that where we're going with, game? The Papal Guard's secret unit. You have decided to name after the guy who betrayed Jesus in the Bible. You know, sometimes you can be really clever with names. And sometimes you have very interesting name choices. Really? Iscariot. Ashlad. Is like a Dominion, but he is still a veteran in combat. Battle mates for me personally. So in a sense, he is another student of mine. But the interesting thing is, near as we can tell, some strong contenders for strongest don't have special abilities to give them some edge. Training pays off. Pretty sizable, huh? And the Oathbreaker's probably right that everyone taking part in this has their own schemes in mind. Let's take Almada in custody and recover their artifacts. Destroy the artifacts or intercept the recovery. And execute the Almada. We've not long been handed as heretics. Heretics? Interesting. Why? Well, no. I guess Almada is working with the Gardens. The Gardens can be descended from the DG cult. I think there were people like that in the church. That was complicated enough. There's a small portion of the groups we'll be facing. To assess in the situation on the ground, I suppose. Yeah. Let's see once we get there. Going to be gathered around. Let's have Abby and the rest of our people come. And the guild and the CID. Driving along. Ration. So this is the racist part of the country, I guess. Because they're talking about this is where the terrorists get their funding. Vice capital. Oh yeah, this is clearly leaning in on its classical kingdom roots.
We finally made it to Arasion. It's easy to tell that it's a city with a storied history just by looking at these buildings. I believe I heard the oldest cathedral in all of Calvert can be found in the eastern part of the city.
You heard right. I filmed there a few times myself. That place is always swarming with tourists.
Oh, isn't there like a super huge castle here too?
There is a palace, yes, though it was left in ruins during the revolution. It's called Vashtar Palace, and it was once the center of the old Calvert Kingdom.
Bet that's a decently popular tourist spot, too. Wait, what's that?
That thing's called an orbital tram. It'll take you anywhere in Arasion. They're good for scenic drives, but they ain't exactly built for speed. I'd only hop on one when you've got time to kill.
Darn, there goes that plan. We can ride one the next time we visit.
I've come here a few times for work before, but I never thought I'd return under these circumstances.
I imagine most people who work here would not.
I've taken the liberty to reserve 2 rooms for us at a nearby hotel.
Awesome. You're a lifesaver, Master. It's not always easy to book rooms on such short notice.
Normally, Rosette manages that. The Incourageous?
So the Mafia's new base is somewhere in this city.
Hey, Marielle.
We'll dig those cowards out of whatever hole they're hiding in. Let's drop by the local branch first, though. We should get our ducks in a row and secure manpower before making a move.
Good thinking. Better to act with caution than with reckless abandon.
Yeah, because they might have nukes.
While we're there, we should take the time to speak with the survivor. We may learn a thing or two from them.
The survivor? Dingo?
Hopefully so.
Oh, yeah. Your folks are here, aren't they, Elaine? Are you planning to pay them a visit?
Well. I may be quite wrong about Dingo.
No. I'm only interested in handling the task at hand. And I believe our temporary collaborator shares my sentiment.
Indeed. I will assist you all to the best of my ability.
Sao is here, of course, so
I've just confirmed that the top dogs of the guild and our young friends have entered the scene. We are still in the process of gathering intelligence on the enemy, but once our analysis is complete, I will be counting on you to do your part.
Risha.
Naturally. Just so we are clear, though, I'm not a part of Heiyue, and I'm not doing this for you. However, I agree that we must do something about that weapon. It's a threat not only to the people of Calvert, but to the rest of the world as well. And I will do everything within my power to protect both my former home and my new one.
Marduk? In the church?
Oh, damn. Guess the so-called strongest guy who ever lived is joining the fun.
Indeed. And it appears our friends from our very own Shadow Legion are here as well.
Cat! Oh.
There are a lot of powerful players here. We've got the Mafia, the Gardens, and all these other random groups. We have our work cut out for us, don't we?
On the contrary, I believe we could have this whole ordeal settled by the end of the day. But I assume you wish to use this rare opportunity to determine what direction this continent is headed.
Yep. Plus, I'll bet there's gonna be a lot of fun surprises by the end. So we should let this show run its course.
An orphanage? Oh, hello. I know we're getting a little long,
I'm thrilled
but
about having another run-in with that freak from the Gardens. But I'm still psyched as hell for this thing. That Dante's guy sure knows how to throw a party.
Well, good host or no, that man is a veritable monster. He's almost as bad as our friend in the silly blue coat.
Hey now, I resent that. I'll have you know I'm a model gentleman. One thing's for certain, though. This is going to be a festival to remember.
I think we deserve to see all the characters showing up for this fun little setup. Talks as hell. Powerful as Oron's, I can feel it. The tendency so peaceful. You don't have that warrior sense, Anya's. Beatrice? There's lifted out the one day after one day here. Up with the CID.
I see you have arrived safely in the city. You were nearly on time as well. I'm impressed.
Cameras in here? Never mind. What's the sitch, Renee?
We're still ascertaining the names and numbers of the enemy, but I have learned which organizations are there at present.
Yeah.
First, the Bracer Guild's Edith branch turned up shortly after you, and they were joined by some capable bracers from elsewhere. Then we confirmed the arrival of Heiyu Wei's White Orchid Dragon and Yin, and they likely have a large number of Shangsho accompanying them. A few Jaeger Corps have joined the fray as well, the warriors of Kruga and Eisenshield included. The church sent 2 members of the Grossritter, as well as elite members of Iscariot. Ikaruga and Marduk were also dispatched to Urasion by their clients.
Who are their clients?
Oh, and your clients are there too. They are likely lurking in the shadows as we speak. That's all I have. I shall leave the rest in your capable hands. I must turn my attention to the mountain of tasks that await me.
You fire off those big names one by one enough to make you nauseous. The Nidhogg Corps, the Scorpions, the Hat. Door family's here too. Third largest mafia in all of Calvert. Stillwater Fleet, Zect Arms. No, I see at this point. You got me there. Can't say I've heard of the last few names though. Yeah. That white-haired girl leading the charge. Yeah. I'd say you're right on the money. The fact that my people in Ida's Corps are here too. The Republican armies moving, they move in secret. Yeah, wasn't I just saying that they probably did that? Back to the process. Begin. Oh, the glowing plot significance. It's really bright this time.
Greetings, my friends. I thank you all for taking time out of your very busy schedules to come here today.
And on that note, we're going to take a break. I know, a little cruel, but I think we want to give the full attention. I mean, we had a lot of fun stuff revealed this episode. So going in and seeing what the next one is, I think that's worth it. Thank you for watching. Do share your own thoughts and comments about all this big setup. In a lot of ways, this feels bigger than even Jormungandr, oddly enough. but I'll talk to you all in a bit.